everybody? I hope all is well. First things first, guys, I just want to tell you right now a lot of good football teams are in the NFL as we get closer and closer to this playoff push. And I am so excited that it's almost here at the end of the season. A lot of great things is happening, especially in the NFL and the league. But this is going to be more about the college football playoff committee selection that they had. They went a different direction than I thought they would. And I'm way behind. I know in the YouTube world, if you are 12 hours behind, you completely missed the boat. Why even make a video about it? Well, I'm going to give you my predictions of who wins what and stuff like that. However, I just want to let you guys know that you guys need to like, comment, and, of course, subscribe. But before I get into the college football rankings, I'm definitely going to talk about NFL first. I'm going to do the reactions real quick, get that out the way, then I'll do the college football rankings tomorrow. All right, so let's talk about it. I'm going to start with the Green Bay Packers versus the great Kansas City Chiefs. 8-3 coming in, 6-5 coming in are the Packers. No, 5-6, I'm sorry, as the Packers coming in. So we want to talk about, of course, this game. It seemed like Green Bay owned Kansas City. It seemed like Green Bay came to play and Kansas City just was, they just showed up. You feel me? Pat Mahomes, they're really struggling offensively. Really, really, I could just tell that the Chiefs can be beat. They're not really like the scary Chiefs that we're used to seeing. And maybe they'll turn it on when it comes playoff time, which I'm hoping they do. But in the review of this, as me watching this, right now I can tell you straight up, the Chiefs really look like they are a beatable team. As for the Packers, hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought they was finished. Matt LaFleur can't get Jordan Love on the same page. Jordan Love can't get on the same page as Matt LaFleur. It looks like that all those picks in the draft, those receivers they went and got, the defensive players, it's finally like they're getting their money's worth, right? It's good to see this. Now, I was a little iffy on Justin Love when he came in the league, especially, pretty much, I'm not going to lie, the first 3-4 games in the season, but he's really turned it around. And that's what I'm liking about this player so much. So much like about this whole entire team. And I just have to say this right now. I am a big fan of Christian Watson when he's on the field. And right now, that Wicks kid, he's doing something good. What is it? The other guy, I can't think of him. Musgrave is doing good as well for the Packers. This team really is, I think they're not probably going to win the NFC North. I don't think they're going to do that. No. They might be able to beat the Vikings. They already beat the Lions. So they really just got to split with the Vikings and split with the Lions, and they should be good to go if I'm not mistaken in their division. But if you want to break this down, I think that the Chiefs really got to go back to the drawing board. They look like they're a beatable team. As for the Packers, they are growing up right before our very own eyes, and I think this is going to be a dangerous team come late January. If they get in, they'll probably be a team you don't want to play. They're the scrappy bunch. Lions and Saints, let's talk about it. Lions and Saints game. Kamara had a freaking game, guys. Like, it is just it. I don't know what to tell you guys. I just want to say, as good as it can be and as great as it will be, the Saints running back, Kamara, is just a freaking beast, bro. Is a beast. With that being said, on the other side of the ball, the Lions don't look bad either on running the ball with Jamar Gibbs. And they got Montgomery as well, too. So their running game is not as bad as well. It's a pretty good game. Really, I think the Saints pretty much are out of the playoff picture. Now I think it's clear and it's evident. I mean, I know the NFC South is horrible with Atlanta. I think I'll get to the Atlanta game. Of course, Carolina, I don't know what Carolina's doing. We'll talk about Carolina and Tampa Bay as well. But that division just does not look like they're really a great football team and they're up to par. With that being said, I do believe that the Saints are the most talented team. Chris Olave, 5 catches, 119 yards. Derek Carr, 1 touchdown, 1 INT. Taysom Hill, they just use him as whatever. At this point, I just feel like Taysom Hill is just a football player, and that's just all he's ever going to be. So that's just pretty much how I feel about that one. The Saints, they came out, they kind of got behind the sticks. It was 21 pretty much in the first quarter. Then they scored again 24-7. Then after that, the Saints started really coming alive towards that second half, which is really good for them to about rally up the bunch and at least, have a good home fight, obviously. As for the Lions, you executed perfectly on, pretty much starting the game out 21-zip. You pretty much passed the stick up Madden. That's what we used to call it back in the day. I don't know if the kids still do that anymore. I don't even know if the kids still play Madden. I don't know if they play with toys. I don't know what they're doing, the kids these days. I'm 31, so I'm out of the loop with a lot of stuff. But what I'm saying is, though, Sam Laporta, dude, man, that's just nice. Derek Carr also got injured in this game, but the Lions defense really was great in the first half. Pretty much they kind of held up in the second half. The Lions offense also got something in the second half as well, but they had so much of a lead that the Saints had to keep coming back. I think this is a good bounce back game for the Lions. Of course, obviously on Thanksgiving, they got beat by, of course, the Packers. So this is a good game for them to stay on top of the division. As for the Saints, figure out your quarterback situation first. That right there. If it's going to be Winston, it's going to be Carr. Because you guys got some pretty cool receivers. I'm not saying great or amazing or good. Some cool receivers that can make things happen. I think if they just get a solid QB, brush up their offensive line, they'll be all right. They'll be decent. Next game, Dolphins and Commanders. It wasn't really much of a game. This is probably going to be the shortest game review reaction. Washington just really let me down altogether, and I'm so glad on FanDuel I didn't pick any of those players. Tyreek Hill, yeah, he the best receiver in the game. Him and Antonio Brown right now and Mike Evans are the three receivers in my lifetime from 2009 till now have really, really. I mean, you could throw Julio and you could throw DeAndre in there too, but man, Tyreek Hill has just revolutionized. He's a true cheat code, man. Tyreek Hill is a true cheat code. He had 2 touchdowns today. Pretty much that 78-yard catch, touchdown pass. That pretty much was the game right there. Dolphins come out 17-zip, 14-17. At this point, it really didn't matter. They kind of just obliterated the Commanders. Dolphins look good. Once again, they only do this against the good teams. They're like the Cowboys of the AFC right now. They only beat the bad teams, right? This is the only teams that they beat. So it kind of shows you where they're at, but they are 9-3. They are above the Chiefs. So, hey, say what you want. The playoff picture is about to be set, so you got to win when it matters, and you can't get mad at who you play against. As for the Commanders, you see what happens when you trade good defensive players? That's all I really want to go up with on the defensive side of the ball. Now, offensively, with Sam Howell, you got to put it in the end zone. Brian Robinson Jr. goes out in the game as well. Sorry about that loss. Your number one receiver is Curtis Samuels, 4 catches for 65 yards. At some point, you got Jahad Dotson. You went and got him in the draft, first round. Terry McLaurin, you got him too as well in the draft, second rounder. Guys, if you're the Commanders, you're looking forward to the draft. I think the Commanders are tanking for the draft. That's just really what I'm thinking at this point. Ron Rivera is probably going to get fired. I think he is going to get fired. He reported that he's parting ways with the team. Yeah, he's going to get fired. So it doesn't matter. At that point, it doesn't matter. That being said, I just feel like the Commanders really are just trying to get through the end of this season and see what they can get in the offseason. That's really what I think is going to go on there. And I'll leave it at that. Next up, Texans Broncos. Of course, I'm a huge Houston Texan fan. So I was lit. I was lit when they got that interception at the end of the game. I was lit. Woo! My defense look good. My defense look great. My defense look like they're gonna beat everybody up, you heard? But look, check this out, man. The Broncos really, really came out and balled today. Don't get it twisted. Our defense really was a problem, son. Our defense was a problem for Russell. We came out and we really hit them hard. We got them 10-zip. Then, of course, pretty much we controlled it. So here's where I want to separate the two teams. The Broncos really are not a team that's good in the first half. I think what's going on is Sean Payton's trying to study the team, see how they play when it comes to like that first half. Because I noticed in the second half of every Broncos game since the whole Randy Gregory trade and the kind of pretty much the Kansas City win, they've began to really be a second half team. And that's what I was afraid of when we played them. So, I was very happy that we got pretty much a decent lead on them right away. But with that being said, on the other side of the ball, the Texans, dude, I am really disappointed in what they did as a group and as a whole, because they really could have just executed way better. But I understand, I get there's a lot of things they couldn't do. I think the problem was today is that our skill players, I can't think of his name. Noah Brown and Tank Dell going out. I think it's a season-ending injury too. That is really big. I think Noah Brown's knee was a problem, but Miko Collins stepped up. We got Mechie in there a little bit. And I would really love for us to use Weapon X. Well, Brian Dawkins is Weapon X. I say the X-Man, Xavier Hutchinson. I really want to see us use him more in the offense. He's 6'3". He can help Miko out on the other side. I think he's a little bit faster than Miko. That's just my opinion. But I really like where the depth is. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. I'm about ready to tell y'all the truth. I didn't like the pick through 2 years ago when we took Derek Stingley over Sauce Gardner. I didn't like it at first. And I was infuriated that Stingley even was on the roster for so long and didn't even play any games. Until these last few games. The last 4 games, he has had an interception, pass deflection, something big. In this game, he got 2 picks. And then, Jimmy Ward ended up get that. We got him in the free agency. Then on top of that, I want to even make it clear that Will Anderson was a problem for Russell Wilson all day. This is the things that most people don't talk about in the stat sheet. It doesn't pop up. Is that when you draft right, you got to build that defense up. Then you go and get your offense. I'm a firm believer in that. You go get your defense first, then you go get your offense. I am not a fan of getting a QB in the first round. I just believe that there's only been a few quarterbacks in their whole entire career that have had amazing first round. Amazing, amazing careers in the NFL, go to all be Hall of Famers and all so on and so forth. I think I can name 4 right now off the top of my head. That's Peyton, that's Marino, Elway, shoot. I'm missing somebody. Big Ben, you can throw him in there, and Eli as well, but he closes out and threw it up in Super Bowl in the 2008 Super Bowl. But anyways, back to the Texans. This is the thing with them. They're really not a good second half team. We had the same problem last week against Jacksonville. And then on top of that, we also had the same problem again against Arizona. In the second half, we were getting stopped. Bobby Slovic, I think he's showing too much of his hand in the first half. He needs to switch the game plan up and hold it back a little bit on the offense. If it's not working, that's okay, because it'll work later in the game. So I think it's more of a chess match that he needs to work on. He's playing a little bit more checkers these past few games. But luckily, our defense has bailed us out. And shout out to Tyler Boyd for a couple weeks back for missing that catch in the Cincinnati game. Appreciate that. Now, enough of my Texans. They're going to go undefeated, so it doesn't matter after that. We got the Titans and we got the Kizzotes. Michael Pittman Jr. I picked you in FanDuel today. Shout out to you. Oh, shout out to Miko Collins. I picked you in FanDuel today too. Yes, sir. Y'all did a good job today. I just want to say, Michael Pittman Jr. really is electrifying. He's coming a long way. I just hate the fact that the Colts, hey, y'all better use him before you lose him. Y'all better use him before y'all lose him, because, man, he in that free agency, he might get paid. So, AR coming back next year is really a bright side. But the Colts look like they can really get in the playoffs now. So this says a lot about them. Honestly, I had them being the best team in the AFC South. I didn't have Jacksonville over them. I didn't even expect the Texans really to win, to be honest with you. I didn't expect us to win a lot of games this year. But I'm looking at the Colts now, and they took care of the division rival Tennessee. And Mike Vrabel's probably got to get fired after this season. I think it's time. The Titans have so many holes on their offense. It's just not even. It's just. But really, today, Will Levis balled, bro. Will Levis put up some pretty decent numbers, man. He he only had 1 touchdown, but he was selective in throwing the ball. Derrick Henry had 2 touchdowns as well. That makes life easier, right? When you got Derrick Henry on your side, just hand the ball off. Also, with that, I'm going to add on to it as well. I think that most people are missing the fact that the Colts have Gardner Minshew at quarterback, and he's not as bad as people made him out to be. Honestly, Gardner Minshew really throwing that thing, dog. He really putting it up on him, man. He had 2 touchdowns today, 312 yards total, 45. He was 42. He was 26 out of 42. That's okay. Zach Moss, yeah, we just waiting for Jonathan Taylor to come back. But yeah, Michael Pittman Jr., man, that boy became a man today. Became a man down that field, and they played him in overtime, which lets me know that the Titans obviously weren't trying to go down without a fight on this one. So I'm proud. I'm proud of the Titans for hanging in there with the Colts, even though I projected the Colts to win. But it's all good. I ain't tripping. It's all right. They had a real slow start, but the Colts got it together in the end. With that being said, let's go ahead and move over to the rain delay game, Arizona and Pittsburgh. Pickett went out. With that being said, the Cardinals kind of just took over this game. Trubisky, trash. Kyler Murray, he did what he does. Just run around the dang field all day. James Conner had 2 touchdowns against his former team. Pickens, not so much. McBride, though. Trey McBride, actually a nice tight end. He actually smooth as hell, though. I ain't gonna lie. I see why they got rid of Zachary. I see why. Trubisky did actually have a touchdown in this game, though, believe it or not. He did have a touchdown. He threw for over 100 yards, too, as well. So, I guess it wasn't too bad. But it's funny because I actually expected the Steelers to win this game, and I chose Arizona's defense. I don't know why I would do that, but I actually expected the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game. They did let me down. They always let me down. It's Pittsburgh. They always, when it comes to gambling, they always let me down. Mike Tomlin, gummit. But anyways, this just is one of those things where I'm just really excited for Arizona, and I know they're probably going to get, if the Bears draft Caleb Williams, they're going to go get Marvin Harrison Jr. right off the board, and they're probably going to dominate. And if they have the pick of the litter if they're Arizona. But this game, yeah, I'm not going to really talk too much about this game because it kind of just got out of hand after the delay. It just really got bad out of that. Next up, Falcons and Jets. The Jets are the Jets, and the Falcons are the Falcons. Just 2 horrible football teams being played. Just really bad football. And in all honesty, tell you the truth, the only highlight of this game was when I found out the Falcons won. That's really it, man. This game was ugly. It just was really an ugly game. The best way to say this is that the Jets, hey, don't worry, Aaron Rodgers is coming back. And Atlanta, hopefully you draft a quarterback, please. The next game, Chargers-Patriots, another great game of trash. I hope, and this is really sad for the Patriots because you got Malik Cunningham. Why not just play him? Why not just throw him out there? Zappy's not going to do it. I just think that they just need to just use all resources if they're the Patriots. They're not going to the playoffs. They're 2-10. So just get somebody out there and play. As opposed to the Chargers, what the heck is going on? This team is 2-10, and you almost lost. You only put up 6 points. Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, Justin Herbert, fire the whole dang staff for San Diego, dude. Fire everybody. Gosh, man, it's just disrespectful how they doing this team, bro. So disrespectful. Just, man, terrible football. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't want to dive into it no more. I'm done with it. Done with it, bro. I'm so sorry. Trash football, boy. I tell you what, man. Next up, we got the Panthers and the Bucks. This game was actually closer than I thought, believe it or not. And of course, Mike Evans. Mike Evans is Mike. Mike Evans a beast. I don't know why we don't talk about Mike Evans enough. But yeah, dude. Every week, every year, Mike Evans has put us on, dog. Before the injury, I mean, even with the injuries, Mike Evans is still that dude. So, he had a play a game today. Mike Evans alone, man, he had 7 catches for 162 yards and a touchdown? Yeah. Bryce Young plays for the Panthers. But Chuba Hubbard, though, 2 touchdowns, man. Let's get it. And Baker Mayfield, you know what I'm saying? White had a few touchdowns as well. I'm going to tell you the 2 stories, all right? Tampa Bay, they're not trash. I don't know what Tampa Bay needs. To be honest with you, I don't know what Tampa needs. As for the Panthers, all right, check me out. Whoever gets the head coaching job for the Panthers, you gonna need Allah, Jesus, Krishna, everybody in their mama, because that job is gonna be freaking hard. And it ain't gonna be easy. And it ain't gonna be fun. So good luck and God bless. Because you gotta start from the bottom all the way to the back. You can't even, the idea of thinking of the top is not even true, because Carolina has so many problems going on right now. The best thing they did was, you know what? Hey, when is the end of the season? So we can just start over. Cause man, boy. Oh boy. Let's say Cameron song. Oh boy. Man, this game it was a 405 game too. That's what's crazy about it. But Tampa's Tampa. And Carolina, boy, y'all Carolina. Next up, Eagles versus the great San Fran. And I don't think this was a fair shot for San Fran, because Jalen Hurts did go down. And it just, concussion protocol, he came back. San Fran really is probably the most completed. San Fran and Philly are the most completed teams in the NFL. And today, Brock Purdy put up 4 touchdowns against, which is relatively a really good defense, which is the Eagles. As for Jalen Hurts, he put up 1 touchdown because he kind of exited the game. He came back. I understand he was trying to make up for lost ground, throwing the ball a lot, so on and so forth. But he didn't turn it over. He did a good job running the ball too as well. McCaffrey does what McCaffrey does, CMC. Deebo Samuels, get off me, son. Just outrun everybody, bro. Like we playing freeze tag. You know what I'm saying? Throw up tackle. You know what I'm saying? We just give it to him. So, I really want to dive into more so how aggressive the 49ers defense is. And today was this, if you had a sentence to describe this game, it would be, there's blood in the water, San Fran will attack. They saw that the Eagles were down and hurt, and they took advantage of that. Simple as that. Easy. San Fran took care of business. And they took care of business in Philly. Rams and Browns, it was close until Joe Flacco threw that interception. After that, it was all Rams. That's all I can say about that. It was close until Joe Flacco threw that interception. And we realized that's why you were retired. That's why you were in free agency. Joe Flacco, go be a dad, bro. Go be a dad. And we already talked about the Green Bay game, of course. But like I said, tomorrow night we have, tomorrow night we have the Cincinnati Bengals and the Jacksonville Jaguars. We do tomorrow night. So that should be the last game of the week. I'm gonna tell you my pick right now on that one. I'm gonna roll with Cincinnati's banged up, so I'm gonna roll with the Jaguars on that one. Should be an easy win for them. Hey, comment, like, subscribe, all the above. I'm a YouTuber with the jobs, and I'm trying, bro. I'm trying to get to 1,000 before the end of the year. I don't know how much I'm at. I think I'm at 900 something. You be 901 or 902 or 903 or 936, 37, 38, whatever. Take it easy, and I will talk about the college football playoff. I'll do that tomorrow. Peace.